Welcome to the sprint car capital of the world. Drivers, it's showtime here at virtual Knoxville.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to night number one of Racing to the Rumble, presented by Fatheadz Eyewear, as we kick off the chase towards $1,000 and a General Tires gift certificate, which will be awarded at the season finale, December 18th, during the 23rd annual Rumble in Fort Wayne. 4 drivers will qualify for that big race after tonight's feature event from virtual Knoxville Raceway. Everyone else will have 8 more chances to enter. To our viewers, stay tuned on the Rumble in Fort Wayne Facebook page to enter the Ultimate Rumble VIP fan experience. It's going to be a great night, and we're glad you're joining us for this great racing action produced tonight by UDTV and Tim Sim. All right, tonight's race features 410 wing sprint cars. They're going to be running a fixed setup, so everybody will have the same setup under their car. Time trials will be used with the fastest 40 qualifiers advancing to heat races. There will be 4 heat races, 12 laps the distance, no yellows. Top 4 will go to tonight's A main. Then the other drivers will go back through the alphabet soup. B mains are lined up by heat race finish straight up. There'll be 12 laps with no yellows. Then the top 4 from each B main will transfer to the A main behind the heat transfers. A main will be 30 laps the distance. Again, the first 16 spots filled by the heat race transfers. Everyone else coming from the B mains. Top 4 finishers from tonight's A main qualify for December 18th finale. Once they're qualified for the finale, they're eligible to compete in the remaining preliminaries. So once you're in, you're done until December 18th. We'll get them ready to go racing here as practice underway right now at the virtual Knoxville Raceway. Now we're going to have a special guest interview with Rico Elmore from Fatheadz Eyewear. Take it away, Rico.
Well, we're excited that tonight is the kickoff to Racing to the Rumble presented by Fatheadz Eyewear. And we're really excited to have with us tonight Rico Elmore, the founder and owner of Fatheadz Eyewear in Indianapolis. Good afternoon, or I guess I should say good evening, Rico.
How's it going, Larry?
Hey, it's going great. For our viewers out there that may not be familiar with Fatheadz Eyewear, can you give us the quick nickel tour on what exactly Fatheadz Eyewear is, kind of like how it started and what it is that you do?
Where do you think they've been hiding? If they don't know, I'm kidding. So anyhow, so Fatheadz Eyewear, I mean, it's hard to believe the reason I started it is because I have somewhat of a larger head and couldn't find eyewear to fit originally, so I started making eyewear for larger-headed individuals. Back in 2004, and as the years have went along, we kept changing that, changing our stuff a little bit here and there, but we've got over, I would say, probably 1,000 different styles now, ranging anywhere from sunglasses all the way to ophthalmic frames for your prescriptions. We have large frames that would fit my head, and then we also have regular size frames that would fit a lot of others. So just happy to be involved with this deal and continuing our relationship with the Rumble and trying to make it a little bit better and a little more interest if we can. So.
Well, Fatheadz Eyewear, I know I've been over there, and just the number of lines that you have and all the different sponsors and everything. It's not sponsors, but all the different, like you have the smoke line and all these different lines. And then you talked about prescriptions. How do people get Fatheadz Eyewear? Do they have to go through a dealer, or?
I mean, the best way to get our stuff and look at the full line of everything that we have is on Fatheadz, and that's FATHEADZ.com, fatheadz.com. And so we've got everything for the most part on there. We are in the middle of a little bit of a redesign right now that's pretty close to being done, but just keep an eye out for that, and our social media channels, at Fatheadz and at Fatheadz Eyewear, I think. So a lot of different things like that. But yeah, we've went from just having a men's line of extra, oversized frames to, having women's frames as well. With our line called Dia. We also have John Raymond, which is a little more of a technical frame. We've got the Smoke line, which is Tony Stewart's signature line. So we've got a lot of different stuff. Yeti eyewear, just like the coolers, Yeti. So got a lot of different things to offer, and yeah, we love being involved in the racing and the fans that are very, very loyal.
And we need to emphasize to everybody that it's Fatheadz with a Z, not an S. Fatheadz.com, and that's where you can go and learn everything that you want to know about Fatheadz, and a cool line of accessories now with the caps, the koozies, and eyeglass holders, and a lot of great things. So check out the website. And Rico, we really want to thank you for coming on board as the presenting sponsor for Racing to the Rumble. It's a brand new iRacing venture for us, and we're hoping to create a new venture with this and get the fans more involved. And through your help, we're going to do that. So we're looking forward to talking more about Fatheadz Eyewear down the line. And Rico, we thank you for giving us this quick tour about Fatheadz Eyewear.
Yes, sir. And again, thank you for the opportunity to be involved in it. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So everybody, make sure you check it out. We'll share it on our social media as well. And, it's a little something to keep everybody busy until we get right down to it. So, but thank you for the opportunity, Larry.
Okay, there you have it. Rico Elmore from Fatheadz Eyewear, fatheadz.com.
Welcome back, race fans. Before we get underway with time trials to determine tonight's heat race lineups from the virtual Knoxville Raceway, all race fans, don't forget on the Rumble and Fort Wayne Facebook page, don't forget to comment, like, and share to become entered into our Rumble VIP fan experience, where you can win 2 reserved seats for both nights of the Rumble in Fort Wayne on December 17th and 18th, a 2-night stay at the Holiday Inn, Purdue, Fort Wayne, with breakfast and Fatheadz Eyewear swag. Man, what a giveaway that's going to be. So make sure, if you're hearing this, share with your friends, like, comment on the Rumble and Fort Wayne page so we can get you into that drawing for a great giveaway to come join us in Fort Wayne for the Rumble 23.
Well, Jerry, it's all going to kick off here in just a few moments' time with qualifying, getting set to roll off, and probably the most important part of the night when it comes to the iRacing service and when it comes to how they prepare these drivers for the rest of the night, because qualifying, of course, that'll line up the heat races and stuff like that. So, we've got a good bunch of drivers here tonight, and I'm going to be keeping an eye on a certain 3-time iRacing World of Outlaws champion, Alex Bergeron, who is very quick around this type of racetrack, but fixed setup, Jerry. It just takes the setup question out of it, and it comes back to the driver's hand.
Absolutely levels the playing field, allows some guys that maybe you don't normally see at the top of the field run some quicker laps. I see my good buddy Matt Bubba Henninger of Wicked Cushion Esports right now, some decent laps around the Knoxville Raceway. We'll see how that goes as we get ready to kick off qualifying here at the virtual Knoxville Raceway.
Yeah, well, as everybody looks to come out onto the racetrack at the same time now, this is lone car qualifying. Tim Smith driving the 00 machine. He's one of the first cars on the racetrack, and we'll start to see the lap times come up on the top left-hand or the left-hand side of the screen. We'll have the down the bottom left, you'll see the driver that we're currently watching at the moment, and followed by their latest lap time. So we're not too far away from lap times showing up on your screen. And what these drivers will do, or what most of the drivers will do on their first lap, is they'll run the top side, gain up the speed and momentum. So, lap number 1, you see there for Tim Smith was a 16.567. You see he goes down to the bottom side on his second and final lap. This will, again, may be a whole lot quicker, and we'll see where Tim Smith will go. That'll put him 6th quick. Cameron Merriman goes to the top of the speed charts with a 15.258. And there is old Matthew Henninger.
Bubba on the track in the Wicked Cushion entry. The Wicked Energy Gum number 97 out on the track now for qualifying here at the virtual Knoxville Raceway. Matt, a big supporter of Tim Sims and a lot of these guys on iRacing. Glad to have Matt on the track with us tonight. First lap time for Henninger, 15.474. We'll see if lap 2 is any better for him. That's not a bad lap for Bubba, our favorite hillbilly out of New York.
Yeah, well, he's as you said, he's a good supporter of Tim Sims. He's been a wonderful supporter of Ultimate Dirt to me previously, and he's always got a home here with that number 97, the Wicked Cushion entry, as he goes 13th quick. And how about Sean Stevens? What about Kyle Mooner jumps to position number 2 with a 15.233. And there is your 3-time defending iRacing World Champion. He goes quick time with a 15.154. I'm not surprised to see Alex Bergeron go straight to the top of the leaderboards.
Absolutely not. Alex Bergeron, one of the greats in iRacing, showing it here tonight with a fixed setup, jumps to the top of the speed chart so far in qualifying here at Knoxville Raceway.
Here is Stephen Goldner in the Velocity Race Designs, car number 30. Surprised to see him go to the bottom side on lap number 1, but again, we'll see what he can do. See if he can top Alex Bergeron with a 15.154. He does not. Stephen Goldner goes 8th quick with a 15.277. A 15.277. I dare say it'll be similar, maybe a little slow, probably a 3.48, I'm going to say, looking after lap number 2, and it is a 15.399, so it wasn't too far off the paces. We've got another car on the racetrack, that is Jason Stanton.
Jason Stanton in the full send at number 20 on the track, ready to take qualifying here at Knoxville Raceway.
Yeah, I get the feeling he might be having some problems, whether it's on the back end or whether it might be some wheel problems or some sort of computer problems. Unfortunately, when it comes to the online stuff, computer problems can happen, but it's not just the computer problems. You can also have wheel problems as well. Absolutely, and that throws a whole new ball game of troubleshooting in for getting ready for a race that these guys, some of them that race in real life, that come over to the iRacing that they're just not used to. I'll tell you what, after tonight, how about we go visit Dingus? What do you reckon? The virtual Dingus is here on iRacing. Check that out. I wonder if you can still see my signature inside. Oh, well, I mean, if they've scanned it, it'll be there. You can always go for a feed. We head over to the Rib Shack as well. Oh, man, you're making me hungry. I'm ready to head to Knoxville. Well, let's just hope you don't end up here at the Knoxville Medical Clinic, eh? Absolutely don't want to end up there, although there's been some times in Knoxville that I don't remember where I ended up. All right, Chris Sebeske in car number 27. He's on the racetrack right now as he'll be looking to try and get the good lap time in, and we'll see where Chris Sebeske goes in that number 21. He goes 10th quick with a 15.305 on lap number 1, 15.305. Lap number 2 will go quicker with a 15.247. You take out Alex Bergeron at the top of the leaderboard, and you've got about a 10th between second through to about position at number 13. There's about 11 or 12 drivers that are all within a 10th of a second of each other. And after tonight, the top 4, they're going to qualify for that all-important $1,000 or the final event later on this year. I think, would you say December 17, December 18, I think it was? December 18th at the Rumble in Fort Wayne. We'll have rooms set up there. We'll have drivers on hand at Racing Live, and then obviously the guys online on iRacing taking on the live drivers. I remember the last time that an event like this happened, was the one in Pennsylvania that Tim and Matthew Henniger put together, and it was Alex Bergeron who got the win in that one. It was myself and Tommy Rowe on the call, and I think on the final night, I think we covered about probably 9 or 10 hours worth of racing and what we did. It was a crazy weekend, that one.
Oh, I bet. I mean, that's a good time to get to hang out with Tim and them guys. And then anytime you get a chance to announce, an iRacing event of that magnitude is just nothing like it.
Well, coming into tonight, round one, what are you expecting here tonight, Jerry?
I think you're going to see a lot of guys feeling that. Knoxville is a big, wide track. You have drivers that can go to the top and bottom, and sometimes that middle groove will come in depending on how slick the track gets in feature time. We'll have to see how your top guys like.
All right, as we are just about 3.5 minutes away from qualifying ending.
Sneak their way in.
Yeah, 3.5 minutes away from qualifying ending here. And the track is going to get slick all the way. It should carry over for the rest of the night. I think the track crew, in fact, have already said that after the heat races and after the dual B mains, they're going to take to the grader. They're going to come out. They're going to rework the track, and plenty of good opportunities for these drivers to get some practice laps in. And as we already spoke about, all drivers are on the same setup, so it's not going to say, well, he's got a better setup than me. You take that excuse out of the book, and no doubt a lot of iRacers, if they get beaten, there's always a book of excuses on why they couldn't get the job done.
Absolutely, and by reworking the track and giving these guys fixed setups, that, like you said, takes it out of the equation. There can be no excuses. If you don't make the top 4 tonight, it's your fault.
What's the best excuse you've heard so far on why someone didn't win, whether it's real life or in the virtual world?
My cat knocked my foot off the accelerator pedal.
Mm-hmm. Yep, my dog stood on my pedals. And it's funny because I actually don't use pedals, and I still use that excuse.
Wow, that's just wrong.
And second thing, I actually don't have a dog, so I mean, 2 and 2 go hand in hand. So not too far away from heat racing here at the virtual Knoxville Raceway. We all know this is the sprint car capital of the world. There's a lot of guys in PA that say Williams Grove and stuff like that. PA's porch territory, all right? We all know when you come to Knoxville, you've got to go to the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum. It is just... I'm looking forward to one day trying to get over there and have a good look at the place in person. And I'm sure you've had a good look around there.
Absolutely. I've been blessed enough to catch a couple of events from up in the second floor suites at the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum. Bob Baker and his staff, always so great to all of us here from Tim Sims. Looking forward to hopefully getting back this summer.
Well, there was talks and plans of myself coming over there for the Knoxville Nationals, but as it's done for the last year and a half, COVID has decided to ruin everything, and turns out we can't actually get out of the country, so that took away that one. Let's take a look quickly at your qualifying results before we get into your heat racing action. Just quickly, Alex Bergeron, the man that goes quick time, Sean Stevens, Kyle Moonen, Chris Sebeske, and Cameron Merriman will line up from they will finish in the top 5 as we are looking at the 6-car invert. We're looking at 4 heat races.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, before we get underway with tonight's racing action, I'm going to present our invocation first. So if you would, at this time, please bow your heads. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this time to join together. We ask that you protect these drivers, bless these drivers and fans. We ask that you look over the track crew and the promoters of this event as we get ready to go racing here at Knoxville Raceway. We thank you for this time, and we thank you for all that you've blessed us with. In Jesus' name, amen. At this time, we'd like you to join us as a salute to our great nation here in the USA with the singing of our national anthem by Eldor's and Limaland Speedway racer Frank Palladino.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we've watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Won't say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land and of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, race fans, and we are underway with heat race number 1 for your Racing to the Rumble race number 1. And no surprise, Alex Bergeron already moved up in that 6th place starting spot, battling for 3rd now in heat race number 1.
Yeah, a couple of drivers have battled it out in the R-Racing World Championships. Cameron Merriman and Alex Bergeron. Matthew Croak in that Phantom Motorsports number 2 machine leads the way from Tim Smith back there in 2nd position. Bergeron rides in 3rd, tucks in behind Smith. Now here comes Bergeron, closing in on 2nd place runner Smith now. He's got to find a getaway by him, but right now he's just got to wait for the mistake as Smith nearly tags the back of Matthew Croak.
Meanwhile, Cam Merriman lingers right behind Bergeron, trying to find a way under the 3-time defending world champion. Merriman had creeped up briefly, but then now Bergeron looking to the inside of Tim Smith, trying to get that 2nd spot away and set his sights on your leader. Smith slams the door. Now Bergeron able to get back underneath. Once again, Smith closes the door on Alex Bergeron.
Yeah, here comes that 29 machine of Cameron Merriman now. He'll start to go to the middle of the racetrack. He's got to find a different line to get by Bergeron and Smith. At the moment, as it stands, this time by 8 laps in the books and 4 to run. Bergeron, Smith, they'll make contact. Look out, there goes Goldner as well. He gets on by and moves Stephen Goldner from 5th up to position number 3. But it's all Matthew Croak with 3 laps to go this time by. He will lead out of turn number 4. Merriman runs in 2nd. Goldner 3rd and Bergeron 4th. Now Tim Smith, he's fallen back to the 5th position.
Heartbreak for the 3-time defending world champion after making contact with Tim Smith, dropping back now. Smith now on the outside looking in on this one as just the top 4 going to transfer to tonight's A main.
Well, the battle is starting to happen for the race lead as Cameron Merriman now tries to go to the inside there on Matthew Croak. A little left rear to right front contact. Croak still holds the lead. Look out, Stephen Goldner rides the right rear there of Cameron Merriman. And here comes Alex Bergeron now back to the front. He'll look for position number 2. The white flag is out. Bergeron and Merriman side by side down into turn number 3. Out of turn number 4, Matthew Croak going to be victorious in heat number 1.
What a crazy lap and a half to end this heat race. Matthew Croak picks up the win over Cameron Merriman. Tim Smith comes home 3rd. Alex Bergeron hangs on to 4th to garner a transfer directly to tonight's A main.
Yeah, here is your official results. Matthew Croak gets the win in the Phantom Motorsports number 2 machine. Cameron Merriman in 2nd. Tim Smith 3rd. Alex Bergeron 4th. Stephen Goldner rounds out the top 5. Jacob Boxall, Wendy Welsh, Zach Lowe. And you'd be able to tell me who's in the Tim Sims number 3 car?
Believe tonight that is Dakota Folk in the 3 car.
All right, he'll come home tonight. And Tom LaValle does not make the call. Heat number 2, we'll take a look at how they line up as Jim Turner will start from position at number 1. Matthew Henninger will line up from position at number 2.
Starting inside row 2 in the Tim Sims number 8 tonight, that is the head hillbilly himself, Tim Nichols. Outside Nichols in the Phantom Motorsports number 13, that is Kenny Miller.
Row 3 on the inside from position number 5. It's the 10 of Skylar Brown. On his outside, it's Sean Stevens, car 26 from position number 6.
Starting inside row 4 in position number 7 out of Indiana, it's the 25 of Cameron Lytle. Outside him from the Plains, it's the 34 of Trevor DePriest.
And your fifth and final row inside out of position at number 9, it's Bo Botcher driving car number 40. And starting position at number 10, it's Jamin Phillipson. Looks like we had a couple of cars not make the call, and those drivers were the drivers on the outside of the final 2 rows. So that'll put 8 cars on the racetrack for heat race number 2. And we already start to see that slick line starting to develop there on the bottom side of the racetrack.
Starting to see that shine. Going to be interesting here in heat race number 2 to see who can handle it the best. Tim Nichols, I know, has been looking forward to this all week to get behind the wheel and see how he can fare against these guys tonight at Knoxville Raceway.
All right, here we go. Green flag is out. Heat number 2 as we're underway. Jim Turner got a good start now. Look at Henninger trying to hold off Kenny Miller. Miller going to force his way up on the inside. Look out, there's some contact. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars around these. That's not a good start. Henninger, he's going to stay in position number 3. Sean Stevens quickly from 6 all the way up to position number 2. He's got about a 1.2 second gap behind Jim Turner, your race leader, but not a good start for a number of these drivers.
Absolutely not. Matt Henninger was all kinds of sideways after some contact up there up front. He was able to get his car straightened out, but not everybody else was so lucky. Several cars involved back there, and now 5 seconds plus behind the field.
There is your race leader, the 175 entry of Jim Turner being scored. It's the 75 on the timing and scoring loop just there on the left-hand side, but drives the 175 on that race car. He holds what is now a 1.1 second lead. So Sean Stevens, he's closing the gap there on the number 26 machine. He's a driver that I've seen here on iRacing over the last number of months who's been really, really impressive. He's showing some good signs, and it's just starting to get a little bit quicker and quicker each time he hits the racetrack.
He started 6th in this one, so he's definitely one of the faster drivers because of the invert, but he was lucky enough to weave his way through that accident on lap 1 that took out so many guys, and now he's trying to close in on your race leader, Jim Turner, as the laps wind down in this one.
Speaking of Jim Turner, there he is, the race leader. We are halfway down in heat race number 2. 6 down and 6 to run here at the virtual Knoxville Raceway. 8.5 tenths of a second lead for Jim Turner over Sean Stevens. Stevens once again, lap after lap, he just seems to close in on your race leader. By the end of it, you would dare say that he's going to be a good battle for the race win, but if as long as Jim doesn't make any sort of mistakes here over the next 4 laps, I think he's going to be hard to beat, because 3/4 of a second in 4 laps, geez, you really got to be motoring along to get to catch up to your race leader.
Absolutely, and catching him's one thing, passing him's another.
Yeah, absolutely, especially with the way how the track is starting to slicken off. You see that shiny stuff there on the bottom side of the racetrack. Just a bit of a line at the moment, so I don't think there's going to be too much passing for the race lead, and I don't think he's going to go all the way around him, not considering that this track is still fairly tacky. Popsicle sticks are out, Jerry. 2 laps left to run.
Jim Turner continues to lead this one over Sean Stevens. Bubba Henninger runs 3rd. Kenny Miller in that 4th and final transfer spot. He's got about a 3-second advantage back to 5th place Bo Butcher. And that should garner those top 4, as long as nobody has any problems, should garner transfers to the night's A main. White flag in the air. Last lap here at Knoxville in heat race number 2.
Yeah, Sean Stevens tried everything he can there on the bottom in turn number 3 and 4, but not going to have enough, as Jim Turner will get the win. Sean Stevens 2nd, Kenny Miller in 3rd, Matthew Henninger in 4th, Bo Botcher rounds out your top 5, and Skylar Brown home in position number 6. That will wrap up heat race number 2 of 4 here at the virtual Knoxville Raceway. The heat number 2 results coming up on your screen. Just confirm no post-race penalties. Turner, Stevens, Miller and Henninger all going through to the main event. Heat number 3, let's take a look at your starting grid with Jason Furkeron and Zach Regibal will start in position number 1 and 2.
Row number 2 will be Royce Cornett and Jalen Cox.
Row 3 is going to be John Batista from Black Diamond Motorsports and Kyle Moonen on the outside of row 3.
Row number 4 on the inside will be Bradley Boyer. Outside him, Brendan Hamilton.
And your 5th and final row, Jason Stanton lines up position number 9, and Jamie Schaefer lines up out of position number 10.
Heat race number 3 here for your Racing to the Rumble. Event number 1, 12 laps of distance. Top 4 are going to transfer to tonight's A main. Was an inversion of 6 for tonight's event, so the fastest qualifier in each event will actually start 6th in each heat race. So we'll see how they do as the night goes on. Right now, again tonight, will be Kyle Moonen starting 6th in heat race number 3. He's the fastest in this group.
Yeah, the fastest from qualifying, that is. Don't count out John Batista in that Black Diamond Motorsports number 54 machine. He knows how to get around. He knows how to get around here on iRacing. He was one of the drivers that made it into the World of Outlaws iRacing World Championships, along with it was I think 35 of us that entered into the championship, and only I think it was the top 15 that. Yeah, the top 15 actually get to regain their license, and of course they'll have to go through another qualifier to get your World Championship license, and something that not a lot of people have done. And well, I'm proud to say that I was actually one of those drivers that had a World Championship license. In fact, I've still got it.
Now that's impressive. I can barely get a license to get out of my Cracker Jack box around here.
And just to gloat here a little bit, the first disabled World Championship driver, by the way.
Well, they're disabled or there's handy-capable. How should we put that? Oh, trouble right away on the start on this one. We got one upside down.
That's Royce Cornett in the number 1, the Logan Schuhart painted up livery, as John Batista is going to quickly make his way to position at number 3. And I don't think, John knows how to get around here. He'll know exactly what to do. He's just going to be patient enough for now. He's going to try and look to the bottom side, out of turn number 2 there on the 54 of Regibal. Regibal there. So it's a battle of the 54s right now. And we've got a 74 out in front. So the 4s have been represented nicely here tonight.
Absolutely. I tell you, I've been lucky enough to see John Batista race a few times over on our series on Thursday night with Tim Sims. And I tell you what, he's been fun to watch. And right now, he's stalking your leaders here in heat race number 3 at the virtual Knoxville Raceway.
We'll see how long it takes him. He gets into the back of Zach Regibal there in the 54. And let me clarify, the black and blue 54, not the blue and silver 54. And again, you said earlier on, catching him's one thing. It's about trying to make that pass. And right now, you see the nose to tail through turn number 1 and 2. With the groove right now being in the middle of the racetrack, it just makes it a little bit harder to pass. So he'll have to try and put it up in the floppy stuff on the top side, or he's going to have to try and make that bottom side work.
If he can get it set up just right, possibly get down and get a run into the corner and try one of those famous slide jobs at Knoxville Raceway. Not the best track for it just yet, but it's coming around. It looks like starting to get shinier and shinier.
Here it comes, down into 1 and 2. He looks for the slide job. He gets the daily double, but here it comes. That 74 back to the inside. Your challenge for the race lead. Batista on the outside. And a lap ago, he was in 3rd. And now as he comes to the start-finish line, he's in the race lead at the completion of lap number 7.
That says something for the patience of John Batista. Just waited to find his moment, and then he was able to make that move on the outside and grab your race lead. Race fans, if you're watching in and seeing this, don't forget to head over to the Rumble in Fort Wayne Facebook page. Like, share, and comment so we can get you signed up for that virtual VIP or that VIP package. They'll send you to the real Rumble in Fort Wayne on December 17th and 18th, along with accommodations.
Yeah, certainly a great prize to win, as you still got 3 laps left to run. So a mile and a half to run here in your third and final, but our penultimate heat race tonight. We've got heat number 4 up next. And at the moment, John Batista starting at position number 5 on the inside of row 3. And he took him a bit to get to the lead, but tell you what, once he got to the lead, he hasn't wasted any time to pull away. As here goes Bradley Boyer in the number 20 machine, trying to put the pressure there on the 54 of Zach Regibal.
Great race. Heat race number 3 here. White flag in the air. Once again, John Batista leading over Jason Fergeron. Zach Regibal running 3rd. Looks like Fergeron might try to get a run here on Batista through turns 3 and 4 the final time around. Checker flag. Nothing doing.
Ooh, tie battle for 2nd and 3rd. It's still going to be John Batista with the win, though. So 6 cars going to finish heat race number 3. And I'll let you... I'll bring the results up, heat number 3, and I'll let you go through the results.
John Batista picks up the win with Jason Fripperon second. Zach Renjabal comes on third. Bradley Boyer in that fourth and final transfer spot, followed by Brendan Hamilton, Jalen Cox, Kyle Moon and Royce Cornett, Jason Staten, and Jamie Schaefer will try it through the alphabet soup later tonight.
All right, fourth and final heat race of the night as we take a look at your starting grid. Grant Canfield in the 84 machine will start from position number 1. Nathan Brown will line up from the outside of row number 1, position number 2.
Row number 2 on the inside, starting third, it's Jamie Tolson. Outside him will be Braden Madison in the 21.
Lane Snook in the Vanderbilt Racing number 23 will start position number 5. And for Phantom Motorsports, the 71, Chris Sebeske will start position number 6.
Starting 7th inside row number 4 in the Crazy Cooter Racing number 28, it's Kevin Bernheimer. And outside him in Tim Sims 2, I'll have to double check on the name for you.
All right, Emerson Axum and Craig Franson. Those two drivers did not make the call for heat race number 4 and our last heat race of the night here at the virtual Knoxville Raceway for round number 1 of Racing to the Rumbles, presented by Fatheadz Eyewear.
Kenny Douglas piloting the Tim Sims number 2 tonight. Kenny coming off a second place finish at Lima Land Motorsports Park this past Friday night in a dirt track truck in the actual competition. So Kenny definitely running a high right now. Hopefully see him do well tonight in heat race number 4 at the Knoxville Raceway.
All right, here we go. Fourth and final heat race of the night. Canfield in the 84. Brown in the 37. The 5 is Tollison. Matson in the 21. Keep an eye on him outside row 2. Keep an eye on Chris Sebeske. We are green here at the virtual Knoxville Raceway. And look at the 23 Lane Snook now up on the inside. Look out, there's some contact as Matson goes on by. And look at Chris Sebeske working the inside down into turn number 3 and 4.
Much better start than the last heat race, but still a little bit of contact. These guys are all able to come through unscathed, though. As out front, it's Grant Canfield. He's got Jamie Tolson right on his rear bumper down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4 here at Knoxville Raceway.
Lane Snook, Braden Matson now the drivers sitting in positions number 3 and 4. Reminder, top 4 going to move on to the main event. Everybody else will go through the dual B mains. They'll find themselves in either B main number 1 or B main number 2. Right now, Grant Canfield in the 84. He leads nose to tail from Tollison, Snook, Matson. That's the top 4. And the fastest driver from qualifying in this one, Chris Sebeske in the 21, scored us a 27. He's back there in position number 5. Is now looking to the inside, goes Matson on Snook.
Sebeske was waiting for something like that to happen, and he has it as the two drivers were battling for that 4th spot get together. Now Sebeske will find himself in that 4th spot. We'll have to see if there are any post-race penalties after contact. And once again, more trouble out front. This time, the 21 of Matson gets into your leader, and that gets Chris Sebeske out front in this one.
Well, you go back again. It's like what we're seeing in the number of heat races with Batista, the last one. We're seeing drivers, sit in 3rd or 4th position, 2 or 3 laps ago. Now he finds himself in the race lead. So Chris Sebeske, quickest car from qualifying, out in front by about 0.6 of a second over Matson. Kevin Bernheimer. He wasn't anywhere near this one. He started position number 7, so he's a driver that has already advanced up 4 positions in this one.
Another crazy heat race here at the virtual Knoxville Raceway. Finds several drivers. This time finds your quickest qualifier in the heat race, finding his way to the front. That has not been the case in the rest of them, but now, like you said, Kevin Bernheimer up to 3rd in this one. Nathan Brown in that 4th and final transfer spot.
Yeah, as long as nothing goes wrong on that number 37 machine, Nathan Brown should transfer. And, well, something we haven't seen yet so far. Lap traffic coming into play here in heat race number 4. We haven't seen it so far. There's 2 cars, Lane Snook in the 23 and the 5 of Jamie Tollison. Now, good move there to go with the slider line from Chris Sebeske. 2 laps left to run. Matson now. Here he comes. Matson is closing in on your race leader. Runs a slider line into turn number 1 and 2 past the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum. 1 lap to go this time by for your race leader.
Chris Sebeske will bring him down to take the white flag. 1 more lap around the Knoxville Raceway. They make it safely past those lap cars. Sebeske, Matson, Bernheimer, and Brown looking to punch their ticket to tonight's 30-lap A-Main.
Checkered flag coming out for Chris Sebeske. He will get the win in heat number 4. Braden Matson home in second in the 21. Nathan Brown third. Kevin Bernheimer will again get that fourth and final transfer spot. Everybody else will find themselves heading to one of the consolation races, either B main number 1 or B main number 2, as there is heat number 4 done. And now, not to confuse people, although it says C main up on the top left, this is actually B main number 1. So this will in fact line up the inside row, and what is known as B main on the iRacing server will be classified as B main number 2, and that will line up the outside row. That is your heat number 4 results. Chris Sebeske, Braden Matson, Nathan Brown, Kevin Bernheimer, Jamie Tollison, your top 5 lane. Snook. Then we go back to who was in that Tim Sims number 2 machine?
That was Kenny Douglas.
Kenny Douglas in 7th. Grant Canfield were the 8 drivers to contest this one, as we take a look here at your Ultimate Dirt TV starting grid. 12 laps to distance, and the top 4 going to make it through to the inside at the back of tonight's 24-car field.
Starting on the pole of B main number 1. In the number 30, it's Stephen Goldner. Outside him will be Brendan Hamilton out of Indiana.
Jacob Boxall and Jalen Cox will start positions number 3 and 4 in a row. Indiana on row 2.
Row number 3 on the inside, it's Wendy Welsh. Outside Welsh, it's Kyle Moonen.
We go back to position number 7. It's Zach Lowe, and Royce Cornett lines up at a position number 8.
Dakota Fote lines up inside row number 5 in the Tim Sims entry with Jason Stanton outside.
And Tommy LaValle and Jamie Schaefer scheduled to start out of positions at number 11 and 12 as we take a look at the drivers that made the racetrack. Just the 8 cars out of the 12 scheduled in this one. So we're basically going to eliminate half the field, Jerry. 4 will go through. 4, unfortunately, will time to pack it up and get ready to watch the A main later on.
Very exciting racing so far. I don't expect these B mains to be any different as that Chevy Silverado pulls off the track, and we are green and racing here in B main number 1 at the Knoxville Raceway.
Stephen Golden got a good start. Look out, some contact and some drama in turn number 1 and 2. Last chance qualifier number 1. And there'll be 2 last chance qualifiers here. Golden at Boxall run first and second. Brendan Hamilton in the iRacing.com. Number 18 machine runs in 3rd. And then you go back to Kyle Moonen in position at number 4.
Moonen was one of those guys that was his quick qualifier in his heat race and had some bad luck. Now he is trying to punch his ticket into tonight's A main to get his shot to make it to the top 4 and make the transfer into the finals on December 18th.
Well, right now it's still Stephen Goldner, Jacob Boxall, Kyle Moonen, your top 3. Zach Lowe runs in that 4th and final transfer position. Let's see if he can hold on to the top 4. But again, if you're not inside the top 4, well, it'll be time to pack it up and go home. And get ready to contest round number 2 in a month's time. So a long wait for some of these drivers if they want to get a chance to go to the Rumble in Fort Wayne.
Absolutely. You got guys like Brendan Hamilton's 3 seconds out of the lead, about 3/4 of a second behind that 4th place transfer spot. Royce Cornett, who I believed in and was involved in that first lap skirmish, finds himself back by about 1.5 seconds. And laps winding down, we're almost halfway in this first of 2 B mains tonight at the virtual Knoxville Raceway.
Yeah, halfway this time by 6 down and 6 to run for your race leader, Stephen Goldner, who I think from memory turned a pretty decent lap in qualifying. I think it was inside the top 10 maybe after qualifying. Jacob Boxall runs second in that number 44 machine. This field really strung out and spread apart. It almost looks like a hot lap session, but it is not. We are racing for the top 4 positions to find up or to make up the inside row positions 17, 19, 21, and 23 in tonight's main event.
Stephen Goldner still holding it down in this one with 3.5 laps to go over Jacob Boxall. Kyle Moonen running in that 3rd spot. Zach Lowe currently in that 4th and final transfer spot. He's got Brendan Hamilton trying to find any way to track him down in this one as just the top 4, like you said, making the transfer to tonight's 30-lap A main.
3 to run as this track starts to widen up once again. Through 1 and 2, we see Carl Moonen in the number 24 machine starting to close in here on Jacob Boxall, the 44 in second spot. As long as they don't do anything silly, they dare say that these top 4 drivers will go on to tonight's main event. But you've got to think about it this way. Each car you pass is basically a row further up in tonight's main event.
You definitely have to weigh the risk versus the reward. Do you want to take a chance to get another row, or do you want to hang back, just make the show, and then put everything on the line then? We'll find out as we are on the final lap here in B-Main number 1 at the virtual Knoxville Raceway.
Oh, that was close there with the lap car. As we've got the checkered flags out, Stephen Goldner will get the win. Jacob Boxall in second, Kyle Moonen in third, and Zach Lowe going to round out your top 4. For everybody else, unfortunately, it's time to pack it up. You're not going to win it tonight. You're going to wear it, as those top 4 drivers will go through to the inside row out of positions 17, 19, 21, and 23. And let's take a look at your ultimate dirt to be starting grid. We're going to see the same thing, 12 laps, top 4. And let's take a look at your starting grid.
On the pole in the number 40, it's Bo Butcher. Outside Butcher will be Jamie Tollison.
Skylar Brown from Indiana in the number 10 machine will start position number 3. And Lane Snook in the 23 will start from position number 4.
In the Tim Sims, number 22 tonight, that's the head hillbilly himself. That's Tim Nichols. Inside row number 3, outside him, going to be Kenny Douglas in the number 31.
Cameron Lytle will line up at a position number 7. The 84 of Grant Canfield will start from position number 8.
Starting inside row 5, Trevor DePriest. Outside DePriest will be Emerson Axum out of Indiana.
Jamin Phillips out of position number 11, and Craig Franson is scheduled to line up out of position number 12, and I can confirm 9 out of the 12 drivers made the call for B-Main number 2. So the 3 drivers, Emerson Axum, Jamin Phillips, and Craig Franson. Those 3 drivers will not take part in B-Main number 2, so they're racing to the Rumble. Round number 1 here at the virtual Knoxville Raceway has prematurely ended.
They'll regroup and hopefully be back next week for the next event in the Racing to the Rumble, presented by Fatheadz Eyewear and Tim Sims, as we get ready to go green here on B-Main number 2 at the virtual Knoxville Raceway. What a great field of cars so far tonight, Brett.
Yeah, and then no doubt looking forward to the main event and how the track is going to play out. But before we worry about the track in the main event, we've got to get through another 12 laps of Fast and Furious B-Main competition. I expect Skylar Brown to win this one, but we'll see what happens as Tollison, your race leader, down the back straightaway. 3 wide down into turns 3 and 4, and Skylar Brown, he goes 2 for the price of 1 down into 3 and 4. Look out, Skylar Brown nearly got tagged by Bo Botcher in the number 4 machine.
Meanwhile, just a little bit ways back, the head hillbilly himself, Tim Nichols, muscled his way into the top 4. Right now, he's got a transfer spot, but he's got Cameron Lytle hot on his tail.
Your top 4 right now, Brown, Tollison, Snook, and Nichols. They all ride the top side of the racetrack. Look at Nichols. He's up in the fluffy stuff upstairs, and man, he's not afraid to let it loose up there, is he?
He likes to get up on the top shelf where Grandma likes to hide the peanut butter, that's for sure, as Skylar Brown continues to lead over Jamie Tollison, Lane Snook, and Tim Nichols.
Well, Skylar Brown, hopefully he'll have some better luck in this one as he is your race leader. We will complete lap number 4 this time by, meaning 8 laps left to run, so a heat race distance away from wrapping up your final B-Main of the night. Slide job there by Snook on Tollison. Tollison, will he come back to the inside? No, Lane Snook says, thank you very much. I'm going to drive away from the number 5 machine. Tim Nichols still holds down that 4th and final transfer spot. Now he's going to look for insurance positions. He looks to the inside as Tollison. He came up the racetrack down the front straightaway, and that could have gone very bad for Mr. Tim Nichols.
Tim, like I said, has been looking forward to this one for a while. He's a big fan of the Knoxville Raceway. When we used to do the old rat bag game, it was his favorite track, and he was always tough to beat. And now, looking to do the same here tonight in B-Main number 2 for your Racing of the Rumble, presented by Fatheadz. Oh, trouble for Nichols into the fence. He's riding the wall. That's going to shuffle him back to 5th. Jamie Tollison, Cameron Lytle, both able to get by.
Now, I think there was actually contact there from Tolleson, who got into the right rear there of Nichols, and that's what sent both drivers into the wall. Tim Nichols very lucky not to go upside down and end his night, but I tell you what, very lucky to drive away from that one. No doubt there's going to be substantial damage on that number 22 machine. Meanwhile, how about Cameron Lytle? He was on the outside looking in and now finds himself in position number 3. But man, look at Jamie Tolleson. He's riding the cushion through 1 and 2. Now cuts back down to the inside into turns 3 and 4. Slide job for position number 3.
Tolleson and Lytle trading that third spot back and forth. Meanwhile, Tim Nichols a distant 5th now after running in the top 4 for quite a while. He's hoping these two to have an issue in this final 2 laps of the second B main here at the Knoxville Raceway.
I'll tell you what. I mean, you'd be able to get some interviews with the guys that are there during the warm up session. So we might actually try and pan to that after. We'll try and talk about that one. But right now, Skylar Brown out of turn 4. He's got the white flag. Lane Snook runs in second. Tolleson in third, and Cameron Lytle in that all important 4th and final transfer position.
Skylar Brown making it look easy here in B main number 2. He'll come down out of turn number 4 this time. Checkered flag. He's all alone like a chess club president on prom night. Picking up the win in B main number 2. It's Skylar Brown.
Yeah, well done to Skylar Brown. Lane Snook home in second. Third, Jamie Tolleson. And 4th in that all-important 4th and final transfer spot. Cameron Lytle will get the job done. Unfortunately for Tim Nichols, well, that's going to end his night as we have 4 heats done and 2 B mains done as well.
There you have it, race fans. We've got our 4 heats, 2 B mains. The field has been set for tonight's exciting 30-lap A main from the virtual Knoxville Raceway. We're going to allow our track crew some time to regroom the track for our 24 starters, where 4 drivers are going to advance to the finale on December 18th during the 23rd Annual Rumble in Fort Wayne. You are watching night number 1 of the Racing to the Rumble, presented by Fatheadz Eyewear. Don't forget, race fans, if you're watching tonight's racing action on the Rumble in Fort Wayne Facebook page, make sure you post a comment, like, and share the video. Become entered into our Rumble in Fort Wayne VIP fan experience, where you can win 2 reserved seats to both nights of the 23rd Annual Rumble in Fort Wayne. You'll also win a 2-night stay at the Holiday Inn, Purdue, Fort Wayne, directly across from the Expo Center. You'll get breakfast. You'll get swag from Fatheadz Eyewear as well. The winner is going to be drawn and announced during our Thursday, November 18th Rumble Mumble broadcast. Check that out on the Rumble in Fort Wayne Facebook page as well. Be sure to tell your friends about this great prize, and you can enter during each of the monthly Racing of the Rumble presented by Fatheadz Eyewear events through November 16th. Well, race fans, we're going to take a brief break here while the crews get the track ready, and we're going to take a gander with Rico Elmore from Fatheadz Eyewear with an interview with our very own promoter, Larry Bowes.
Well, here we are again tonight, the kickoff to Racing to the Rumble presented by Fatheadz Eyewear. Rico Elmore and his Fatheadz Eyewear team over in Indianapolis, you know, right now they seem to be one of the most aggressive marketers in all forms of motorsports. You see their name and their involvement in many, many different levels and forms. And with us tonight, we have Rico. And Rico, let's hear it. Just real quickly, what all are you involved with this summer as far as your sponsorship program?
How much time do you have? No, I'm just kidding.
You have 30 seconds.
No, you know, we're involved in a lot of different things, and you know, one of the things that we're involved with, that we've been involved with for years, is, you know, Brady Bacon with our you know, the Fatheadz Eyewear Hoffman 69 car. Been many years with him. Great relationship. You know, we've had, you know, John Stambro over the years, our good friend Dave Darlin, you know, Shane Cottle, T. Mez, we've got Jonathan Davenport we signed this year with the late models doing an amazing job. We've got Mason Keller with the asphalt late models, along with Cody Swanson, which is doing a lot of different things this year and trying to spread that out a little bit. We've got some we have personal services agreements with Chase Briscoe, Cole Custer, of course, the boss man, Tony Stewart, Donnie Schatz wears our stuff, Mamba Smith. I don't know, the list is pretty long. Of course, we've got all the drag racing folks with Coletta Motorsports with J.R. Todd, Sean Langdon, Doug Coletta, as well as Alexis DeJoria, of course, our good friend Cruz Pedregon. We're spread out there in many different ways, and I know that everybody gets a headache every time I bring something.
Welcome to Knoxville Raceway. iRacers, it's race time here at Virtual Knoxville.
All right, race fans, we are about ready to go with this one. We are ready to welcome in the voice of the Knoxville Raceway, Tony Bachhoven, as we get ready for tonight's A-Main.
Welcome to Knoxville Raceway. iRacers, it's race time here at Virtual Knoxville.
All right, race fans, your A-Main starting lineup looks like this on the pole. It's the number 27 of Chris Sebeske. Outside him in the 54 is John Batista.
Jim Turner will start from position number 3, and Matthew Croak in the Phantom Motorsports number 2 out of position at number 4.
One of the favorites coming in tonight, the 29 of Cam Merriman, lines up inside row 3. Outside him is Sean Stevens.
Jason Furkurong and Braden Matson will line up out of positions number 7 and 8.
Row number 5 will be Tim Smith and Kenny Miller as we go green here in the Knoxville Raceway for the 30-lap Racing to the Rumble Series 1. Race number 1, A-Main.
Yeah, good start for Chris Sebeske. John Batista rides in second, Cameron Merriman in third, and we are yellow for the first time this evening. And let's take a look at your Ultimate Dirt TV instant replay. Just exactly what happened here and who it might have happened to. As I don't want to go in slow-mo. So it looks like Furcuron in the 7, and well, looks like the 21 had something to do with that one. I think that might have been Braden Matson in the 21. So unfortunately, Jason Furcuron, unfortunately, going to end up upside down. He's going to have to call the virtual tow, and that should end his night.
One of those deals where you had 4 drivers going for the same piece of real estate on the backstretch here at Knoxville Raceway. I unfortunately have seen that happen at the Knoxville Nationals, and it never ends well.
Well, speaking of the Knoxville Nationals, well, not speaking of the Knoxville Nationals, but I believe Tim Nichols and yourself have got something to say, and maybe about some sort of fan pack or something or other.
We got a Tim Sims fan pack to the first fan that can comment on the Rumble in Fort Wayne Facebook page and tell us who tonight's quick qualifier was. All you have to do is go on the Rumble in Fort Wayne Facebook page, put a comment in on who tonight's quick qualifier was, and that will garner you a fan pack from Tim Sims, powered by iRacing.
Oh, can I win? Can I win?
Sadly, we're not eligible, Brett.
Come on. Anyhow, well, I'll tell you what we are going to win. Our win is we're going to watch some great racing here at the Knoxville Raceway. I just noticed, too, the track crew, they actually went out onto the racetrack. They opted not to give the track a reset. So this is actually going to widen the track up. It's already wide as it is, as we're going to go back green here. Chris Sebeske, John Batista, Jim Turner. We go back to green here at the virtual Knoxville Raceway, and it's Sebeske to go straight to the top side into turn number 1 and 2.
That explains why the break was so short, and now I'm going to tell you what, it's going to be survival as a fittest, as that cushion will get awful thin at the top here at the Knoxville Raceway. But it'll be fun to see who can figure out when that line comes in on the bottom and in the middle as well, as we run through the field here at Knoxville.
As we're back under the yellow flag conditions once again here at the virtual Knoxville Raceway. Let's take a look at your Ultimate Dirt TV instant replay, and it was Tim Smith in the 00 machine who had some problems once again and just gets up over the cushion, gets into the wall, and comes down the racetrack, and old Alex Bergeron in the number 12 machine. Nowhere to go as Bergeron tried to sneak on by the 00 of Tim Smith. And Tim Smith, I'm pretty sure he used to run the 50 machine for TSM, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure that is the same Tim Smith. It's pretty popular.
I'll tell you, Tim had some bad luck tonight. He got up into the fence there, and it'll happen here at Knoxville. You get over that cushion and hit the fence, and it will suck you all the way in if you touch it with your right rear. And that's exactly what happened at the 00 tonight.
Well, since I didn't get a chance to ask you, who do you think is going to win tonight's main event? Yeah, we're going to be 4 or 5 laps into this 30-lapper, but who do you think is going to win tonight's main event?
Well, I thought Alex Bergeron was going to be the man to beat, but he's sitting awful deep right now. You have guys like Chris Sebeske running a great race so far all through the evening in his heat race and now the A-main, but got to keep an eye on that number 29 in third. Cameron Merriman looks like he could be in the catbird seat if he can get by Batista and Sebeske. So I'll take Cameron Merriman for 1,000, Alex.
Ooh, okay. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to one up you. I'm going to take Bergeron. I reckon he's still going to come from the back. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go one better, and I'm going to pick our top 3 in no particular order. Okay, just in case Alex doesn't win. The top 3 that I think is going to be John Batista, Cameron Merriman, and Alex Bergeron. How about that?
Okay, I can see that. I just think Sebeske's going to have a Cinderella night tonight, and he may surprise you and still hang on in the top 3 at the very least.
Well, speaking of surprises, it's Chris Sebeske. No surprise to see him take off with a good restart there. John Batista runs in second. Merriman runs the low side through turn number 1 and 2. Matthew Krog sitting in position at number 4. Sean Stevens rounds out your top 5, but so far it's only the top 4 that are going to lock themselves into the back half, or the event on 18th and 19th of December it was. Here comes Merriman now. Merriman to the inside of the racetrack. Merriman has taken second and now starting to challenge for the race lead. But here comes Batista, nearly making it 3 wide.
Cam Merriman working that inside now. Finds himself battling for the lead as the caution flag waves yet again here at the virtual Knoxville Raceway.
Well, let's see what happened here and why our yellow flag is out. I think it was Jacob Boxall, the man in question in the number 44 machine. Let's take a look at your Ultimate Dirt TV instant replay. He nearly made it 3 wide with Skylar Brown. He may have got turned there by the 28, so let's take a look at that one again as we just reverse that back up just a little bit. So he went to the low side. That left front may have just caught that berm and then just shut him up the racetrack, and then he got in the slick, and unfortunately Jacob Boxall, the man that goes around, so he'll have to go to the back of the field, and well, he's got a lot of work to do if he wants to get inside that top 4.
Absolutely, but just before that caution, we saw a great battle forming up front. Cameron Merriman now finds himself running second, but him, Batista, and Sebeske putting on a show just before that caution flag wave.
Have a look who's up to position at number 6 in that black and blue number 12 machine for Team ABR. Alex Bergeron. No surprise to see him quickly trying to make quick work of this field.
Cue the music from Jaws. There's sharks in the water, and it's feeding time for Alex Bergeron, starting to close in on the top 5 in this first event of Racing to the Rumble, presented by Fatheadz Eyewear.
I will say one thing that is helping him too is, now with what we've been given here on iRacing, with the caution laps not counting, previously, in previous seasons and previous years, every time that there was a yellow would come out, you would lose anywhere between either 3 or 4 laps of racing. So if you had 5 cautions in a race, you could lose up to 20 laps of that main event. Now with the do not count caution laps, that just brings it back into the driver's hands and allow for those drivers to allow extra time to make those passes.
As it should be, just like in a real event at the Knoxville Raceway, the cautions don't count. These guys need a chance to race for them. The fans want to see that. So we're back to green. Chris Sebeske again with a good restart, but he's got Cam Merriman already peeking to the inside as we head around the Knoxville Raceway.
Yeah, Merriman running a different line to what Sebeske is. He runs the top in 3, the middle out of 4. He went down to the bottom side. But watch Bergeron. Bergeron's running low. Bergeron knows how to get around this type of racetrack. He's already moved to position 4. Meanwhile, Sebeske still leads going into turn number 3, out of turn number 4. Merriman goes to the middle of the racetrack again. 8 laps in, 22 to run for the 21 of Chris Sebeske.
Sebeske looking to pick up race number 1 in the Racing to the Rumble presented by Fatheadz Eyewear, but he's got Cameron Merriman stalking him. John Batista still running 3rd. And like you said, 3-time world champion Alex Bergeron now up to that 4th spot. Keep an eye on that number 12 ABR entry.
Yeah, rolls the bottom through turn number 1 and 2. He's one of these drivers. He just knows how to get around the bottom side of the racetrack here at the virtual Knoxville Raceway. Once again, stays bottom. So your top 4 locked in at the moment. Sebeske, Merriman, Batista, and Bergeron. As we go yellow for our 4th time, I believe it is. And we'll be able to take a look here on your Ultimate Dirt TV instant replay at what exactly happened. Skylar Brown in the number 10 machine, and he may have been a victim of just nowhere to go. We'll take a look as he rails the cushion. Yeah, he had nowhere to go except jump the cushion. Ouch.
Just one of those guys like we talked about earlier. You get your right rear into that fence, and it will suck you in, and you'll bang all over it. And it looks like we had some more trouble during that as well.
Yeah, Kevin Bernheimer in the 28 machine. Just a little contact there as one car was sneaking up the inside. We'll just take a look at that one again. So I think this is the reason why the caution flag was out. I think Skylar Brown actually may have done enough there to get off the racetrack, as it was the 25 machine. And just trying to figure out who that is. That's Cameron Lytle in the 25. Just made a little contact, and unfortunately it sent Bernheimer in the 28 around, and that's the reason why we have our 4th yellow of the night. But well, with the field now bunched back up. Oh, where's John Batista? Oh no, John Batista. I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and I'm gonna say he's had internet issues, and he's out of the event. So that's now going to put Bergeron into position 3, and that's actually going to put Matthew Croak into position number 4.
Heartbreak for John Batista, one of those guys who seems to be getting faster each and every time I see him. Doesn't matter what track it is. Just terrible to see him out for something like that. But Chris Sebeske still hanging on, but boy, he's got the sharks in the water behind him, doesn't he?
Yeah, he certainly does. Here we go, Sebeske getting set to lead us off turn number 4. 1/3 of the race distance is complete, and we are back to green. We start lap number 11 of 30. It's Sebeske and Merriman to go straight to the top side. 1 and 2. A run on the top 3 and 4. I'm talking about positions, that is. Bergeron and Croak, they actually ran the bottom side, and Bergeron again. He's going to stick it down low. Look out, we got one car around. That's Kenny Miller in that number 13 machine. And again, we go back to the caution flag as quick as we took the green flag there. I'm going to go out here on a limb here, and I'm going to say Kenny Miller actually may have been turned, but we'll be able to find out what exactly happened here on your Ultimate Dirt TV instant replay. So that's the 23. Runs a cushion, and he may have came down the racetrack. And unfortunately, Miller, well, there's a couple of 23s here tonight. And tell you what, Kenny Miller really impressed me a couple of months ago when we actually covered 5 nights of racing here on Ultimate Dirt TV in what was called, it was a part of a Worldwide iRacing League Association Speed Week. The leagues travelled 5 different nights, 5 different leagues all come together. It was kind of like the posse taking on the Outlaws, and we Kenny Miller was one of those drivers who picked up a number of podiums and really put his name out there in the sprint car side of things, and now probably one of the top 15 drivers when it comes to the 410 wing sprint cars in open setups.
Hate seeing him have bad luck like that tonight. Like you said, a little bit of contact looked like involved as well, turning that car around. We'll hopefully see him regroup and be back with us next week next month for round number 2 of Racing to the Rumble, presented by Fatheadz Eyewear. Boy, your buddy Alex Bergeron, he's got the bottom figured out around Knoxville, doesn't he?
He's one of those drivers that can just get around here. And I actually learned how to run the bottom side just by watching Alex run it, and then that's how you pick it up. And I've actually won feature races here from near dead last and just by running the bottom side. So look, if you can figure out that throttle control and just know where to go, you can really make the bottom side work here. Especially when the track gets like this, it's got a couple of different grooves at the moment. You've got a top 1 and 2. You've got somewhat of a cut down line in 3 and 4, but then you've got the likes of Bergeron, who's just going to go straight to the bottom like he is, and as is Chris Sebeske. But here comes Merriman, working up on the top side. Now looks for the race lead as we head off into turn number 1 and 2.
Cameron Merriman right up on the fence around turns 1 and 2, past the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame Museum down the back straightaway. He'll grab the lead as they head off into turns 3 and 4.
Merriman, your new race leader. Look out. Sean Stevens got some issues there in the number 26 machine. He keeps it going. We stay green. Lap 14. Lap 13 is complete. We start lap 14. What's going on with Bergeron? Matthew Croak has moved up to position number 3. And Croak has really surprised me here tonight. I'm not going to lie. What a performance by the Phantom Motorsports number 2 machine.
Matthew Croak doing a tremendous job getting by the 12 of Alex Bergeron. Now trying to close in on the top 2 of Cameron Merriman, Chris Sebeske. Running 5th is Stephen Goldner in the 30, trying to punch his ticket into the top 4 and make the finals here in Racing to the Rumble, round number 1, presented by Fatheadz Eyewear.
Stephen Goldner has passed 12 cars. He picked up B-Main number 1 victory. But look at the victory now for Cameron Merriman. The margin at the moment, he sits at nearly 2.5 seconds. Look at the battle for 2, 3, and 4 right now. 3 wide through turn number 1 and 2. Croak goes through the middle. He slides up in front of Sebeske. Sebeske cuts back to the middle. Bergeron runs the low side. Man, they are chopping and changing into turn number 3 and 4. What a battle for the minor placings.
Throw a blanket over 2nd, 3rd, and 4th as they put on a show here at the virtual Knoxville Raceway. And don't look now. Here comes 5th place Stephen Goldner. He's going to stick his nose in that battle as well. As they head into turns 3 and 4, Alex Bergeron with his handful of Matthew Croak, Chris Sebeske, and Stephen Goldner.
Stephen Goldner, B-Main number 1 winner. He has passed 12 cars up to position number 5. And you get the feeling he is not done with just yet. Matthew Croak holds on to position 3. Sebeske, who led probably 13 or 14 laps of this race. We've got a couple of slow cars as we are yellow. Oh boy, close call there for Cameron Merriman. We have one of the lap cars, Jamie Tollison in the 5 machine, slowing there out of turn number 4. Let's take a look at why the yellow flag is out, and Tollison may have actually collected Cameron Merriman here, so let's keep an eye on Tollison in the 5 as he just jumped the cushion. And watch Cameron Merriman. Oh, that's your race leader. Now, it's important that he actually didn't stop. So with the yellow flag coming out, that should actually give Cameron Merriman back the race lead, because he physically did not stop the car. He's still going to be leading. So a close call for Cameron Merriman. That would have been heartbreak for Merriman had he been sent to the rear of the field.
Absolutely. Just a terrible turn of events there when a lap car affects the lead of a race. So hopefully Cameron Merriman can settle back in, get ready to go back to green here, as he's got Alex Bergeron, Matthew Croak, Chris Sebeske, and Stephen Goldner waiting in the wings, trying to close in. But the biggest part of this is Cameron Merriman has now lost that big lead that he once held.
And think about who's behind him right now. Alex Bergeron. He's no slouch. We've already spoken a number of times, and just the name Alex Bergeron. If you're new to iRacing, and you don't know who Alex Bergeron is, well, for people that have been around iRacing long enough, you say the name Alex Bergeron, you automatically think of the best driver on the service, regardless in all divisions, whether it's modifieds, whether it's late models, street stocks, sprint cars, midgets. Whenever you put money on the line, you can bet your bottom dollar the 12 is going to be there, and he's going to be right at the pointy end of the field. We're getting towards the pointy end of tonight's feature event. Lap number 19 is about to be complete. We will start lap number 20, so that means 11 to go. Merriman, Bergeron, Croak, and Sebeske. That's your top four at the moment. Merriman goes to the slider line into turn number 1 and 2. Bergeron hugs the inside groove. Keep an eye on Matthew Croak. He's been one to watch here tonight. Sebeske tries to sneak back up on the inside into position number 3. Unable to make the pass. Meanwhile, challenge for the race lead. Bergeron looking for the race lead into turn number 1. 10 to go.
Alex Bergeron on the 12, running right down on that inside berm. Closes in on race leader. Cameron Merriman in the 29, who runs up on the top side right up against the fence. Those two, no strangers to each other in the iRacing battle. Give the lead now to Bergeron as they head off into turns 1 and 2.
Yeah,
Caution flag wave.
Yeah, the yellow is out, and I think the yellow might have been out just before they crossed the start-finish line. As you take a look here, the ultimate dirt to be instant replay. Sean Stevens in the 26 machine. Tough break as well. Drivers racing very, very hard for position. Sean Stevens does somewhat of a 720, but stays on all fours, and unfortunately the yellow is out, and we're going to have to re-rack them and restack them here at the virtual Knoxville Raceway. One driver that has impressed you here tonight, Jerry?
I'll tell you what, Stephen Goldman there running 5th, coming from the B main, passing so many cars in tonight's A main, and finds himself just one spot out of that top 4 in a transfer to the finale on December 18th. We're going to keep a very close eye on Stephen Goldner running a great race tonight.
There is 5 drivers in this field that has passed double-digit cars. Let's go through them. So, sitting in 13th, Cameron Lytle. He started 24th. He's up to 13th. Lane Snook. He started 20th. He's in 8th. Stephen Goldner started 17th in 5th. Alex Bergeron, 13th, up to 2nd. But the hard charger so far is Kyle Moonen, started position number 21 and sits in position number 7, passing 14 cars. Essentially, what that means is we've had 5 drivers pass 50-plus cars, although it's only a 24-car field. We've seen a lot of passing, and this track right now is superb with 9 to go.
Absolutely. It's definitely lending itself to some great racing, and I got to give a shout-out to our buddy Bubba Henninger. Matt running in 10th right now as the Chevy Silverado peels off the track in turn 4. We're back to green and racing here at the virtual Knoxville Raceway.
Just as you said, Henninger, he actually got tagged there by Kenny Miller in the 23 there, and actually sent Henninger to the infield there on the exit of turn number 4. So not a good restart for Henninger. But look at Bergeron now, runs the low side. Look at the battle here for position number 4. Stephen Goldner working out of the top side on the outside of Chris Sebeske. That's your battle for that 4th and final transfer spot to go into the main race at the end of the year. And if you're not inside the top 4, well, you've got another 8 opportunities to lock yourself in.
Stephen Goldner running right up against the top of the track, 2, 3, and 4. Over in 1 and 2, he'll run the middle a little bit more. That's going to allow Chris Sebeske to get back by briefly. And now Sebeske looking to the inside of Matthew Croak for the 3rd spot. But here comes Stephen Goldner once again trying to close in, running that high side.
Sebeske rolls the bottom side through turn number 1 and 2. Croak goes right through the middle. Then you got Stephen Goldner, who's right upstairs on the cushion. Croak now, he'll go above the slick, and well, it's slick from top to bottom, but now here comes Goldner, your B-main number 1 winner, looking for the 4th and final spot. We've got 5 to run. Cameron Merriman still leads a second over Alex Bergeron, and Chris Sebeske in the final podium position. But it's the 4th and final transfer spot that we're going to talk about here as we focus on 4 laps left to run.
Stephen Goldner currently in that 4th and final transfer spot to the finale for the Racing to the Rumble event on December 18th in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Matthew Croak trying to close back in if he can. Out front, it's all Cam Merriman as we come down with just 3 laps remaining.
3 to run for the number 29 machine. He now holds a 1.4 second advantage over a 3-time iRacing World Champion driver, Alex Bergeron, this time by 2 to run for Merriman. Sebeske, geez, he's done well to fight back inside the top 3. Stephen Goldner right there again, battling with Matthew Croak. This is a transfer spot to go and lock yourself in to the final race of the season later on this year, or a chance, well, to come back in the next 7 or 8 months to lock yourself in. The white flag is out, 1 to run.
Cameron Merriman with a big lead in this one. As long as he has no problems, he's going to pick up the victory over Alex Bergeron. But that battle still raging for that 4th and final transfer spot. Stephen Goldner trying to hang on as they come down to the checkered flag. It'll be Cam Merriman, Chris Sebeske, Alex Bergeron, Stephen Goldner, your top 4 that will head to the finale for the Racing to the Rumble presented by Fatheadz Eyewear.
Well, wait, and I got to say, Alex Bergeron, that last lap or so, he slowed off big time, so I'm not sure what went on there inside the cockpit of that number 12 machine, but that actually allowed Chris Sebeske to move to position number 2, and Bergeron going to end up falling to position number 3, but let's take a look here at your official results. Cameron Merriman will get the job done over Chris Sebeske in 2nd. Alex Bergeron 3rd, Stephen Goldner in 4th, and Matthew Croak going to round out your top 5.
In 6th is Braden Matson. 7th was Kyle Moonen after having a great run coming from 21st. Kenny Miller comes home 8th. Followed by Bubba Henninger, cracking the top 10, finishing 9th, and Lane Snook rounds out your top 10.
11th through to 15th, it's Bradley Boyer in position number 11. Cameron Lytle in 12th. Zach Lowe 13th. 14th, Nathan Brown. And Zach Regibal will come home in 15th.
Finishing 16th in the Crazy Cooter Racing entry, it was Kevin Bernheimer. 17th, Jim Turner. 18th, Jacob Boxell. 19th was Sean Stevens. And 20th, Jamie Tolleson.
21 is John Batista. 22 was Skylar Brown. 23 was Tim Smith. And Jason Furcuron in position number 24. Well, 30 laps is complete. And this track, well, we've seen it slicking off and slick from top to bottom. We're going to go down to Victory Lane. Okay, I'm going to give you an option. Do you want to talk to first place or do you want to talk to second?
Let me talk to your winner. Let's talk to Cam Merriman.
All right, here he is.
Cam Merriman, welcome to Victory Lane at the virtual Knoxville Raceway.
Hey, thank you very much for having me.
Man, what a race. You get in the battle again with your buddy, longtime rival, Alex Bergeron. You guys having a great battle, but Chris Sebeske doing a great job hanging there with you guys. Walk me through some of this 30-lap A main that you worked your way to the front.
Yeah, Knoxville is an interesting track. You know, it's really wide. There's a ton of lanes, especially when there's a bit of wear in the track. You know, you can kind of go searching around, and ultimately you just need to string together, you know, a few laps where you can pull a 10th on a guy in front of you. You can really close a big gap. And so finding that line can be tough because you've got a multitude in front of you, and with this many cars on the track, that, you know, the track is changing quite rapidly. So I knew in the beginning there I was finding some time on the bottom in 1 and 2. You know, it's always troublesome and more difficult as a driver when you've got to go through a slew of restarts. But we did get a good run going there, you know, a few laps in, and like you said, I had a great run there with Chris, and also Alex too, bringing it, coming from like, you know, 9th or 10th. We had a really good string of laps there where I thought I was building a healthy gap, and I think I had built it enough that I could have probably been one of the slower cars on track and still come away with the win. But we had a little lap car incident that luckily I didn't get taken out with, so fortunate for that. And then after the restart, you know, the track is really worn out. The lanes are much slower than before, and by virtue of that, they become much tighter too. So the advantage you find in one line versus another is actually quite diminished. So that put Alex kind of right on my ass, and we had a bunch of laps really close racing. So that's definitely what you want to see from a viewer's perspective, but maybe from me in the driver's seat, I was a little worried that he'd find something I couldn't, but thankfully came away with the win.
Man, that's why I love interviewing you. You beat me to it. I was going to ask about the lap car incident. So glad to see you able to hold on to the lead after that. Great job tonight picking up the victory. Let's talk about your sponsors and everybody that helps you with this race team.
Yeah, sure. And one last thing I wanted to mention is, hats off to all the competition comes out here. We had a great race, so this is really awesome. I personally want to thank Ernie Williams for putting this on and all the advertising he's done for it, but also obviously the sponsors of Racing to the Rumble. Obviously, you've got your premier sponsor with Fatheadz Eyewear. That's awesome that you guys are able to pull in some good sponsors to make this really exciting, not only for the drivers but for the fans too. So hats off to all you guys, and obviously you guys up in the broadcast booth too, because I love coming up and chatting with you. So appreciate you having me on, and I'm sure I'll be talking to you again soon.
Well, absolutely. You won't be talking to us during this event since you have punched your ticket to the finale on December 18th. So you'll be able to watch with us and make sure you chime in and tell all your friends. But congratulations again, picking up the win in tonight's round number 1 of the Racing to the Rumble, presented by Fatheadz Eyewear, Cameron Merriman.
Well, there we go. Cameron Merriman, your winner here tonight. Let's chat to the driver that comes home in second spot. Chris Sabesko home in second. Chris, congratulations on the second place run here tonight. And boy, you had a pretty powerful race car here tonight. You led a number of laps. You fell back to about 4th or 5th, and then you rally your way back up to second spot. You got to be happy with the end result.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, happy with the podium. Managed to get ourselves into the show and tried to fend off Cam and Alex there for as long as I could, but those are a couple quick customers, and especially with the early cautions, that was probably helping me more than them. But anytime you can finish on the podium with those two guys, it's pretty good night overall.
Well, Knoxville here on iRacing is one of those tracks that you let it slick enough, you get a number of different racing grooves. We generally see a lot of track resets after the heats and after the consolation races. What was your thoughts? What was going through your mind there once the track didn't reset for the A main?
Well, I'm happy with the track, the condition it was in. It was just, probably a driver's track more than anything. You had to be able to maneuver your car and be aware out there. I had the luxury of having clean air for the first probably third of the race, so I mean, didn't hurt me too much, but I don't know. I enjoy it when it gets slick. I think it makes it a little racier, a little better for the audience probably as well. The hammer down tracks are. I was just talking to Alex about it a little bit. It's probably going to be haymakers from everybody. So I'd rather see the track wear in and see who comes out in front.
Well, you've certainly punched ticket into the Racing to the Rumbles presented by Fatheadz Eyewear main event later on this year. What does it mean to you to knowing that you've locked yourself in at a chance to pick up some cash?
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully we can just keep working and maybe develop a little bit more on some track conditions like we see here. And, come December, if we can put ourselves in the conversation at the end, I'll be happy with that.
All right. Well, Chris, before we let you go, of course, sponsors on this race car, people behind the scenes champion, who gets this done for you, buddy?
Yeah, I got to thank everybody at Phantom Motorsports, Rob Ross, Matt, and Kenny, and primary sponsor, PowerOutdoors.net, Michael Sportswear, Velocity Race Design, CD Symptography, and you guys for doing the broadcast, all the hosts involved with the league, and everybody that comes out to race with us.
All right, Chris Sabesko home in second spot from one Canadian to another. Jerry, you're caught up with our third place finisher.
Alex Bergeron, congratulations on your third place run tonight at the virtual Knoxville Raceway. But before we even get started, I'm going to apologize to you because I told Brett Wheeler I thought you were too far back and weren't going to get to the front, and here you are making a liar out of me.
We did very good race, in my opinion. We definitely had damage from the first lap and incident. We got hit from each other car tonight, so there's not much we can do there. And we did everything we could without a fast repair. Just basically if it would be real life, you have to get what you got. And we gave everything we had in this car, and this car was just offset. We were driving on the straightaways a bit sideways, so. I think we did the best we had there, and at least we got third place here, and I think we're locked in the show for December.
That you are, but what a great race tonight. Like you said, having some damage early on and still able to get up front and battle for the lead and battle for the win. What's it mean for you to have your ticket punched and now be locked into the show on December 18th?
Oh, it means a lot. It's one of those big events you want to be part of, and to be able to get in early and don't have to worry about it the rest of the year, and just have to prepare for the race, and that's pretty much it. Just trying to be ready, and not have to stress about it or anything like that. So I think it's a good thing, and everyone organizing it, it's just really good people, and everyone that supports it. So definitely glad to be a part of it.
Well, Bud, we're very glad to have you part of it as well. Let's talk about the people that help you with your race team and keep you on track each and every week.
As always, Team BRE Sports, Rebecca and Jason, all the people that supports us on this team, and all of our partners, CSI Shocks, Blue Cab, BK Design, Smart Farm Equipments, ABR Step Shop, CD Scintigraphy, Wraps and Stitches, Stucco, and Grass Day 3R. And of course, you guys broadcasting doing an awesome job all the time, and for the event, just everyone that makes this event possible, the partners and supporters of this event, my dad for watching all the time, and hopefully we can do great at the event coming December.
Well, thank you once again, and congratulations. Picking up a podium finish, finishing third tonight, the number 12 of Alex Bergeron.
Well, there we go. Top three of Cameron Merriman, Chris Sebeske, and Alex Bergeron. Those three drivers, along with Stephen Goldner, who passed 13 cars in also punching his ticket to the main event later on tonight. But passing 13 cars, you generally think, hey, well, that's good enough for Hard Charger. Unfortunately not. Kyle Moonen started 21st, moved up to position 7, passing 14 cars. He's unofficially your Hard Charger here tonight. But, Jerry, what a way to kick off round number 1 of Racing to the Rumble, presented by Fatheadz Eyewear.
Amazing battles, especially up front tonight. Cameron Merriman coming home with the win. You got to give it to me. I told you Sebeske was going to hang around, but man, I got to give it back to you. Bergeron was just awesome, starting 13th tonight. Yeah,
he was superb. But yeah, Cameron Merriman, man, he was lightning quick, and he was probably one driver that was going to beat Alex here tonight. And you heard Alex say that he had damage from an incident happened early on in the race, and driving from mid-pack up to a top 3 with a bent race car, that just goes to show what kind of race car driver he is, and how he gets it done here on iRacing as well.
Luckily, these guys and gals that competed tonight still have 8 events to get themselves locked into that finale in December. It's going to be fun to see how they improve and change throughout the year. And so we get to see that once a month from now until December 17th and 18th at the 23rd Annual Rumble in Fort Wayne. Gotta give a shout out to my buddy Larry Bowes for promoting this event, being here with us tonight at the Hillbilly High Banks, where I'm calling it from. This has been a lot of fun. And Brett, man, this has been a blast being in the booth with you.
Yeah, it's it's always a pleasure to work with people that do it for a living as well. And I've actually got an event coming up here in Australia in about a week and a half's time. So, it's always good to bring the real world side of things over to the virtual side. And, just so very thankful and glad for the opportunity to been given to not only me, but of course Ultimate Dirt TV for allowing us to showcase what we do and, what we're able to produce. And we hope that everybody enjoyed the show.
I can tell you I enjoyed it. If you're listening, make sure you go to Ultimate Dirt TV on Facebook. Make sure you like them. But make sure you're getting in every week on the Rumble and Fort Wayne Facebook page for that VIP fan experience. They'll get you 2 reserved seats for Friday and Saturday, December 17th and 18th at the 23rd Annual Rumble in Fort Wayne, featuring the indoor midgets. You'll also get a complimentary stay at the Holiday Inn Purdue, Fort Wayne on Friday and Saturday night with Saturday breakfast. And that's right across the street from the Expo Center, so you don't have to go far. You're also going to get some Fatheadz Eyewear swag. And man, this is just going to be fun throughout this 9 months, each month getting to call these races.
Well, think about this. Knoxville, that's ticked off the box. We go to your home track next, Limaland. What are you expecting here from Limaland?
Well, I can tell you, Limaland Motorsports Park is one of those tracks. Small bullring, quarter mile. You're going to see guys no time to react when there's problems. That's going to make it interesting. We saw what happened in the heat races here tonight with guys getting tangled on the first lap. So it could be the great equalizer and take some of these big names out of the equation, at least for one more month. So we'll see as we come to Lima Land Motorsports Park next Tuesday next month, June 22nd at 7:30 on Tuesday, June 22nd. That's Lima Land Motorsports Park, the second race in the Racing to the Rumble presented by Fatheadz Eyewear.
Yeah, which 4 drivers will get a chance to pick up $1,000 cash and a general tire gift certificate. You can find out all that action on December 18th, the finale, but we've still got another 8 races to go before we even get there. That's, again, race number 2, June 22nd at 7:30 Eastern. It's Tuesday, Racing to the Rumble, round number 2. Look forward to that one.
Well, thank you very much again, Brett. Everybody at Ultimate Dirt TV for allowing us to bring you round number 1 of Racing to the Rumble, presented by Fatheadz Eyewear, Tim Sims, Holiday Inn, Purdue, Fort Wayne, General Tire, and again, from all of us at Ultimate Dirt TV, good night, everybody, and we'll see you next month, Tuesday, June 22nd at 7:30 p.m. for round number 2 of the Racing to the Rumble, presented by Fatheadz Eyewear.